Shawn, as we're all, as fans, waiting for Crawford Spence, what are you thinking as we're, waiting along, hoping it gets announced for November? Where are you at with it?
Just waiting on it to get announced. That's all, man. I think the fight sells itself. I think that hopefully the promoters do what they need to do to make sure that is the biggest promotion that it can be. Right. Both fighters deserve it. I've been saying that time and time again. And, I honestly encourage everyone to reserve their predictions for a great night, for a war.
And do you think, about making it the biggest promotion it can be? How do you go about that when sometimes Terence and Errol, they're not always trying to be out in front of the camera?
That's over. That's over. Both these guys have gotten a good taste of what it feels like to be on the big stage, and they love it. So it's over with. Promoters need to not limit themselves because my fighter isn't this and my fighter's not that. Put them guys on a stage and they will perform before fight night. Trust me. I've been there and I've seen it.
Are you looking forward to that aspect of it? Where they actually start jawing at each other?
Put them, just do it. I asked somebody, I said, should they go to England? Like, should they do a world tour for this? And the guy said, well, I don't know how well they would translate to the other countries. And then I said, well, both these guys have really had these experiences. I think that they can do it. And then the guy says, well, if you take them to countries where people know them, they'll get those crowds excited, and that might help. So that's what I want them to do. I want them to start a war tour, even if it's just them. I would. Obviously, I'm in a different place now, but I would put on a show and promote myself and, hey, let everybody know we're coming and we'll be there. You know what I mean? It's necessary, and the payoff is there for them on the back end.
Talking about that countdown aspect of it, the press conference is talking. You've obviously faced off with them both. Who breaks eye contact in the face-offs?
Neither of them.
Who's the better trash talker?
Maybe Errol. Better trash talker, maybe Errol.
He did trash talk you a little bit at the face-off.
Yeah,
the
maybe.
Kelbrook, you didn't.
Yeah, maybe a little. Maybe I would say maybe Errol. But again, this is what I know about Terence. You get Terence going, and it's a wrap.
How do you think Bomac and Derek James are gonna? Because Bomac kind of does talk.
Bomac's a little bit, quiet,
Bomac, he doesn't be quiet. He doesn't be quiet once he gets talked to.
I think Bomac wants to be seen. I think Bomac likes it, and I don't think Bomac's gonna shy away from a moment to scream something. I think he did it when we fought, and we've seen him do it in the past. That's Bomac, but it's fun. It's fun to watch, And I expect them to challenge Derek, before they get in the ring, and I expect Derek not to shy away from it.
Did you answer? I'm sorry. Who breaks the face off first? I know you said who, but I don't know if you.
Neither guy.
Oh, you said neither. That's right.
No, neither guy does. Like what we just saw right there was Xander and I hate that I don't know his opponent's name, but
Elias Espadas.
What we saw from them, it's gonna be that from both guys. And then I could see one guy eventually just saying, it don't even matter no more.
Right.
My man. How you feel, man? I'm good, man.
All right.
Good to see you.
Derek Harmon with the cameo. We never get Derek on camera.
He said, God damn it, let me get back over here where I belong.
Too late. It's too late, Derek.
I'll hit him for
and Shawn, just because you were speaking earlier about how trying to take it overseas, the promotion for the fight, and how it does in communities. How important is this fight to the Black American community?
I do. And maybe that's why I'm so excited about it. I do think that this is a very big fight for the sake of the Black community. It's far and few in between where we get an opportunity to see elite versus elite, and they're Black, and Black versus Black. You know what I mean? So. I think that it's great, and I think that you have to sell to every audience, not just a TV audience, not just a boxing audience. You got to sell to the music audience. You got to sell to the entertainment audience, movie audience, the whole nine. But people don't know that. Denzel Washington knows us by name. You know what I mean? Denzel wants to shake our hands. He wants to be around us when he has the opportunity to sell to Denzel. Get Denzel to do a sales pitch for this fight.
Some type of narration.
He'd do it because he's a fan of it. He won't do it for the paycheck, but people don't know that. And the people who push the buttons aren't willing to take that chance to get it done. It's BS.
Because it seems like when Michael Irvin and Stephen A. Smith going nuts over Spence's last fight, and when you fought Terence, that it's began to cross over into the mainstream. With
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And I really don't think it took me and Errol or Errol and I or Terence and I for those guys to take notice. I think it took the right fight for them to be like, cool, I'll show up for that one. But they watch all the rest of them. They watch them all because they're fans of ours. So chirp at them guys. Get them to help us promote this fight. There's no reason they should be talking about this on NFL Sunday Morning and NFL Network and all those types of things. Like, that crossover appeal is there for us. You just have to do what promoters aren't used to doing, which is take those steps that you probably didn't have to take in the past. Like, I don't know if Bob had to take steps towards NFL or towards NBA in the past, but now it's worth it, so do it.
And lastly,
I don't even know why are y'all interviewing me about this. Are they going to see this? Are they going to give a damn?
So.
I hope so. Like, give a damn because it's worth it.
When did you first realize, wow, the guys that maybe you were a fan of, like, wow, that guy knows me? That guy's a fan of me? What was that first kind of moment for you?
It was a lot of moments. So I'm talking about Denzel. It was Luis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder won. And I happened to be in the back room, and Denzel was at that fight. I don't even know if people know that Denzel was at that fight, but shout out to Sam Watson. He takes me over to Denzel, and Denzel shook my hand. Oh, yeah, I know who you are. And like now I'm like standing next to Denzel Washington. You know what I mean? People don't know this, but Denzel Washington trains. He boxes. He does like boxing workouts. So he has a boxing coach. He yells to his coach, "Hey, look, Shawn Porter's over here." Coach comes over, now we just chopping it, you know what I mean? And I'm like, the whole time I'm just like, I'm not leaving until they tell me to leave, you know what I mean? I start talking to Denzel about being on stage on Broadway and, you know, the movie game and all that kind of stuff. Like, I was trying to soak that up. But then when I got to myself, I was like, damn, like, Denzel knows who I am. That's crazy.
He played Ruben Hurricane Carter.
Yeah.
So he played a fighter.
Yeah. Then again, at the Deontay Wilder fight, who else gonna bring him out? Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury won. I'm sitting right in front of Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq knows who I am. You know what I mean? Like,
what's up, big fella?
Yeah. So, but it's great, and like I just said, like, we have to reach to them and make them understand that we want them there. You know what I mean? Don't leave it up to them to figure out whether or not they're coming. Here's your ticket. We want you there. Like, thank you. I ain't got to call nobody this time. Make it easy. And guess what? Other people will follow.
And speaking of Deontay,
PR, bro. You got a PR job.
You get Shaq to just say, "Yeah, I'll be at the fight on fight night." You get 1,000 people to show up that weren't gonna go.